Hi, I'm Jo Wedmore, a certified yoga teacher, Mediterranean healer, and Reiki master. And today we are going to open our hips so we can transform our beliefs and move forward on our journey. What do you want? Maybe you want to lose weight? Or maybe you want to find love? Or not have to stress over finances? We're humans. We all want something. There was something in my experience where I wanted it so bad, but I couldn't get it. And I kept trying and trying, and then you hit a point where you just give up, you just stop, you start telling yourself, what am I doing wrong? What is it? What am I doing? Sound familiar? So what holds people back from getting what they really want? Well, I want to share a story with you that changed all of that for me. And it all starts at the circus with the magnificent elephants. Well, when they're not in the ring performing for you, they're tied up outside. They have a chain that's wrapped around their ankle to a little wimpy wooden post that's just right there in the ground. These beautiful creatures could take one step and yank that out of the ground. How is it that this beautiful animal is not just running for freedom? Why is he staying, and how is he not even trying to budge to get away? Well, here's what I learned. When the elephant is a baby, they chain him up to a metal pole cemented into the ground. The baby elephant struggles to free himself. He pulls and tugs for weeks until one day he gives up trying. He is then chained to a wooden post in the ground. He grows up to weigh 15,000 pounds and never again tries to free himself. He has the power to do it, but he won't because he doesn't think he can. The elephant is chained there in his mind. He created a limiting belief, something us humans do all the time. You see, our beliefs create our reality. So what I really want to do right now is work on opening our hips, because it's here in our hips where we store our emotions, negative crap, and these beliefs where it is time to let go if they're no longer serving your higher being. Now, the one thing I do want to say before we do this is have no expectations. Just allow yourself to be open and available and breathe. If anything comes up for you, breathe into it and visualize light coming into your heart center and just breathe. All right, let's come onto our backs to thread the needle. So take your right foot and place it next to your left knee, making sure that we have a triangle here. We're going to take our right arm and thread it through our triangle and to meet and clasp the hand of our left, making sure our foot is flexed. And on each exhalation, we're going to bring our knee just a little bit closer. Really opening up our hips. I love this pose. It really gets into our hips and it feels so good. Just breathing and exhaling. Visualizing that your muscles are melting and opening up. All right, and once you've done that for about 10 to 15 breaths, we are going to do the other side. So take your left heel and put it just below your right knee, forming up your triangle and threading our left hand through to clasp with our right, flexing our feet and exhale and bring it closer. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting the muscles melt away. And once you've done that for about 10 to 15 breaths, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, roll up, and we're gonna come into a nice downward facing dog. So, from our downward dog, we are going to take our right leg and bring it up to meet our hands, coming into a lunge. Make sure you do not bring that heel down. We're gonna keep it lifted, checking our alignment, making sure our knee is stacked over our heels, and engaging our back leg as it lifts to the ceiling and we push through, down through the heel. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, if you can't come all the way down here, you can use a pet if there's one handy, or just go ahead and use some yoga blocks just to prop you up a little further. And if you don't have yoga blocks at home, you can just use a nice big thick book. All right, engaging that back foot, making sure you're in alignment, and just breathe into your hips. Again, do this for about 10 to 15 breaths. And once you do, you're going to walk your bent leg over to your left foot as you bring your back leg down, untucking the toes and bringing that knee all the way down, going into pigeon. Really opening up the hips here. And we're going to just make sure that our hips are facing forward. We're not too far onto one side or the other. And we're just going to walk all the way out. Inhaling and exhaling one at a time. And then just walk yourself up. Once you've done that for about 10 to 15 breaths, visualizing light coming into your heart center. And then gently just shift your weight over onto your right side as we take our left foot and bring it around in front of us, and we're gonna go into double pigeon, stacking our knee over our heel and our heel over our knee. And you're gonna have a little gap here, and that's totally fine. We're just going to slightly press down on our knee. And as we do that, make sure that your torso is long, your crown is high. And let's do some energy work. All right, so go ahead and take your hands, and we're gonna place them around our thigh. And let's just start with breathing into our hands. And as you visualize breath going into those hands and into that hip and thigh, finding space, start to visualize light entering. Choose any color that works for you. I love to use gold as my main color as it enters and goes from one palm to the next. So it's going like this, traveling back and forth, feeling the vibrations. And if you don't feel the vibrations, that's okay. Just visualize it's all about having the intention. We are opening up our hips, allowing anything that we have suppressed to be released to a higher being and to help us on our journey. All right, let's now take our legs and bring them so we stack, if you can see, our knees over knee. All right, again, lifting high, keeping the integrity of our spine. Broadening our chest, opening our heart center, allowing the color pink to just flow in and to fill our body as it comes down to our hips. And if anything comes up for you, just breathe. Don't react, just observe. And you may even want to just walk it out a little bit, going to one side or to the other. And if you find that you're more tight on one side, you might just want to stay there for a little bit longer to help balance out your body. And you do that for about 10 to 15 breaths. And then we're going to untwist our legs here and do the other side. So let's go back into our downward facing dog. All right, and take your left leg up and swing it through to meet your hands. Checking to make sure you're in alignment, knee stacked over ankle on all 4 points of your foot. Also engaging your back leg as you contract the muscles up to the sky and pushing the heel down towards the mat, but the heel is not on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling, opening up that hip. You'll do that for about 10 to 15 breaths. And then again, we just walk our left foot over to our right. Bring the back leg down as we bring our knee down. Really just opening up. And then we just walk our hands out. And if this is as far as you go, awesome. And just keep going. Inhaling and exhaling. Then we're going to shift our weight over to the left as we bring our right leg into double pigeon. Stacking the knee over the heel and the heel over the knee. Long torso, crown is lifted, heart is open, broad shoulders. And let's do some energy work on here, starting with the breath, breathing into that leg, finding space. Bringing light into it. You know what you can also do is use visualization of a heart, using symbols, sending love to that area. Sending hearts, or whatever symbol you'd like to bring in that is positive, uplifting. And then we're just going to cross our legs, stacking the knee over the other knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Opening our heart center, allowing the love to enter and to heal as we are open and available. And make sure while you're in these poses to be taking full breaths, breathing with the whole body, not just, sometimes we just breathe from our shoulders, and we really want to breathe from our diaphragm. All right, once you've done that for about 10 to 15 breaths, we're going to untangle our legs, roll onto our backs, and go into happy baby pose. So lift your legs up, reaching the outsides of our feet, pulling our knees down into our armpits. And as we press our hands down into our feet, we press our feet up into our hands, creating resistance. Feel free to rock side to side on your spine here. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Listen to your body. This is your practice. Do what feels right for you. Inhaling and exhaling, taking in all that you've just done. And again, once you've done that for 10 to 15 breaths, hug your body and roll on up. And there you go. Okay, so we've just opened our hips. And now to bring this full circle, what do you want? What is it that you're creating? Now, with that intention, what belief must you create in order to have that what you want?
Want to stay connected with the latest in yoga and energy work? Then be sure to subscribe to JillWedmore.com.